Hello. Hello. I think that we should be live again. Only on YouTube. Can we have a sound check, please? Let me know in the chat if you're there, if everyone decided to fucking hang about. If you did, thank you. Got 16 people back in. Yeah, let us know in the chat, guys. I think it should be fixed. The problem was with Restream, which is the application that I use to share across multiple networks. Yeah, let me know if it's there, please. Let me bring the guys back in. Are you there, guys? Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Don't hear you. 1 sec. Mic check, please.
1 2.
Okay, wicked. Yep, you're back on the screen. We are cooking. Let's see if people can actually hear us now.
Yep, they can.
Yeah, we're back. Okay. So this is where we depend on you guys to share the fuck out of this stream again, please. And yeah, we're gonna have shots. Actually, I'm okay. I didn't really stress or flap. It just is what it is. I rebooted my whole house. Fucking chin my neighbour.
You seem very zen, Joe. For expected more of you, to be honest.
Expected more of me? What you mean? More
expected
shouting?
more meltdown. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, fuck it, man. I've had worse problems with that at work. Never mind at home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, guys. Yeah, we've got 25 people back in the room. I'm going to play a bit of music just while we sort our shit out. I'm going to play. Something from. I'm going to play Death of Theocles remix just to get people hyper just in the background. Just make sure it all works. We good? I rebooted the cats. Yeah, man. Right, just going to have a 2-minute break while I share this across the networks. We are no longer on Facebook or Twitch. This is just YouTube, okay? Please share the stream.
They called him the barbarian gladiator, the warrior like none other, unmatched in speed, strength, and savage.
Restream.
He defeated every challenger, man and beast. None lasted more than a few minutes, most not more than a few seconds.
as you would a man. Theocles is beyond flesh, beyond blood and bone. He is the shadow that precedes death. Allow him to fall upon you alone. But you are dead. Now rise and come with me as one.
Nils, Yo, right. I played the music to buy us a bit of time to reshare, but we're back. We're back in the house. Fucking Cobby, Hellfish, just happens to arrive after our stream completely fails to give us some abuse. Hey Cobby, you haven't been here for 3 shows, but you turn up when we fucking fail. Nice one. I can only imagine the text messages that have been circulating. Yeah, the stream got iron fisted, so good one, whatever you did, guys. Nice one. Everyone who's back, get it shared if you could. Now is the time really to reshare this. We got 46 people tuned in. We were 100 deep before whatever the fuck happened. It was Restream that wasn't working, so yeah, we're back now. We're just direct to YouTube. I'm having a strong drink because fuck it. what more could go wrong now, honestly? Yeah. Beyond caring, right? So good. Please share, please get it shared. Thanks very much. So we need to continue with the rest of the New Blood. We got 3 tracks left. The one that we were playing was Oxnard when everything went to shit, so I'm gonna play this and let's move, and then we'll get into the section with you, Nils. This might be awesome. Might be a late one, guys. Just saying. Right.
That's totally fine over here.
Yeah, cool for me too. Right, let's go. Feedback from Cobby is consistent with usual feedback from Cobby. Thanks, Cobby. So that was Oxnard Demonized. Any feedback, guys?
I think it could play around a bit more with the stab sound he uses in the back.
Yeah.
And also, it could be brought up a bit more if he plays around with it a bit to make it a bit more interesting. Because in terms of kick drums and the snare patterns, there's not a lot happening. But I think if he does a lot in the background, maybe with the it was
a little bit bland. I think.
Yeah.
What Hellfish wrote, pig murdering blandcore. Whilst that's brutal, there is an element of some truth in there. Was a little bit bland. The kicks lacked any kind of depth. I think it was all a bit samey. Anything from you, Greg?
No.
No. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move on to Mike Machines. This is 210 BPM. Let's go. All right. Mikey Mike is a DJ producer from Venezuela. In 2012, he started a new life in Bogota. Then he formally starts his DJ career. I guess this is one of Herbert's homies. Hardcore Techno Parties in Bogota, DC. He's the founder of Bit Byte Records, which promotes mainly hardcore and drum and bass. Somebody called out before that he had a strong release on Hectic Records. His music influences heavy metal, hardcore rap, and Caribbean rhythms. He's now living in California. Thoughts on that, gentlemen? Put your phone down, Greg.
It was a bit bland.
A bit more bland.
No, for me, it's just like I get the whole kind of black metal, hardcore combination that you want to do, but it really still sounds like taking two things that are hard and combining them to make something harder. While the two parts by itself, like the hardcore part he started with, like I said, a bit bland, and then just adding something to it, like the black metal sample. I don't know, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I'd like the black metal bits. I liked it. It just, I don't know. It just felt
the whole track just needed more energy, though.
Yeah,
and also the last part didn't have anything to do with it. Yeah,
there's some real out of key strings in there as well. So there's this weird out of key string sample that was like just didn't have any place with the rest of the track. Didn't have any context at all.
Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call an end to the New Blood section, Everybody who's currently tuned in need to get the likes back up so we can drink more shots. I'm going to drink another one anyway because...
Yeah, I'm drinking them anyway, Pocket.
So for every 10 likes we get on the stream now, we're doing shots. So I'm
what?
Yeah, I said it.
Do what now?
Yeah. So get liking. We'll get fucked up because we need to lift our motivation a little bit after that bit of downtime. All is not lost though. We're back. We're good. Everything's fine. And we're gonna dig into the Nils next. So
oh shit.
Oh snap.
Oh
yeah. So I'm going to play a track from a couple of good friends of mine now. I hope you're still tuned in, Ant, and maybe Simon. This is The Samurai Way by Scorpio and Tones. Tones has been a bit quiet for the last years, and more recently been trying to find his sound. And I think he's really nailed it on this one, and obviously with Simon too. But I know Ant's been working really hard, and I know that he's been speaking with you on this as well, Greg, and trying to get some a little bit of mentoring and development on some of his weaknesses, which is a great sign for anybody. Right?
So I did a masterclass for Heresy about a month ago or something, which was kind of fun. Really enjoyed it, and got Ant on that, and. Yeah, I think from the chats I've had with him, I think it made him realise that the things he needed to do just to get his levels up to where they needed to be. And I feel I'm super proud of him for what he's done.
Yeah, me too, man. He's been wrestling with it, Right.
Yeah.
Let's not talk it up before. Let's say a few words afterwards. Nils, you're not going to be able to hear this, and Greg, you're not going to be able to hear this because it's playing as a video. So sorry about that. But Greg, you've already heard it.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Without further ado, this is The Samurai Way by my brother Antones and Simon Scorpio. Okay, enjoy.
This is a substance of the way of the samurai. Even if a samurai's head were to be suddenly cut off, he should still be able to perform one more action with certainty. If one becomes like a revengeful ghost and shows great determination, though his head is cut off, he should not die. It is a good viewpoint to see the world as a dream. When you have something like a nightmare, you'll wake up and tell yourself that it was only a dream.
Nice. Good work,
Yeah,
guys.
baby.
Good work. The video was cool too. Ant made the video.
Yeah, Ant
himself.
did the video as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Good shit.
Yeah, it looked really great.
Really, really good. Well done. Fucking proud of you, man. Feedback in the chat. Struggling to read the chat here because of this fucking thing. People liking the video. Ophidian influence. Cobby says, I don't know about the track, but Scorpio cuts lines like a samurai. What the fuck? I don't like the build-up being cut off for David Attenborough. Don't know what that means, Tom. I thought the ironic thing was that you used that sample before, and Ant was coming to you for some guidance on a track that was one of your.
He's been working on a track for years.
I know he has.
You
Yeah.
and it's kind of aimed, I think, at the more kind of like UK hardcore rave kind of.
Oh
crowd
yeah,
and
it's
stuff
definitely more. Ant and Simon, they play more main stage, shall we call it, style, like a more gabba kind of style, and so that's what that is. But I think it's a good example of it, and they've done a fucking good job, man. I haven't heard anything like that. Nothing that sounds quite like that coming out of the UK for a while, really. So good, a unique sound, nailed it. Get on to the next one and get it released.
Yeah, I'm expecting great things from Ant now. I think he's got his groove, so
definitely, man.
Let's see where he goes with it.
Defo. Okay, so that's the New Blood over. So I guess we should move into a bit of an interrogation of Mr. Nils.
Oh shit! Let's get it on.
It's time. Okay, so Nils, let me bring my interrogation list up. So Nils, you are the DJ Emission. You are 50% of Ghost in the Machine, 50% of Mindustries. Everybody knows that, but I feel that not many people know about Emission. Tell us about the start and tell us about your roots growing up and getting into music. You know what?
Well, Emission was actually the start. It's my very first DJ name that I've kind of always kept because I always liked playing different styles. I just like playing a variety of music, and especially with things like Mindustries and Ghost in the Machine, you easily and quickly you get expectations. People when you see Mindustries, they expect that there's hardcore being played, or mostly hardcore being played. They expect some side steps, obviously, but there's a basic thing. You expect hardcore. With Ghost in the Machine, you expect mostly like a techno influence thing, and I've always been a fan of like old school acid and that old school house, UK breaks, and electro stuff, like offbeat stuff, crazy that I couldn't necessarily always put in the things like Mindustries and things like Ghost in the Machine. So I've kind of always kept that name because every once in a while someone will think like, hey, you want to come and play as this and play whatever you like. Yeah. So Emission was actually the start of it all. Getting into music, I think like everyone I think like everyone who loves music, the first thing that intrigued me with music was the fact that I could just go to my parents' record cabinet, pick out something, and basically like recall an emotion. Like put on a record and like, oh, this part makes me feel scary or makes me feel afraid, and then put the needle somewhere else, and like, this makes me happy. And the fact that you could just kind of recall feelings, that's, I think with everyone who loves music, that's the thing that's intriguing, that's interesting about it. Yeah, you can change the mood by putting on a record. But as far as getting into music, that was always a later. I was always drawing. For me, if you would ask my parents, like during my youth or childhood days, like what's he going to be later, it would always be something with image, whatever it would, if it would be illustration or graphic design or whatever. And actually getting into music started with getting into rock and metal, I think. Then I wanted to play guitar. That's the first time I actually wanted to pick up something and do music instead of just listening to it, because I was always a fan. As far as electronic music goes, I had a janitor in my elementary school who he already noticed I was always like picking up house tapes. You had these old compilations back in the day, Turn Up the Bass. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing with that is like even they're here like the first couple of terms you had like De La Soul on there, but also like Stacker Humanoid and like it was basically
Humanoid.
Yeah, it was awesome. And like to me, that was like the start of really digging like rap and hip hop and digging house music at the same time. And it always stuck with me. Always picking up these. And the janitor, he noticed, and he actually went to Parkzicht. He was a guy from Schiedam.
Represent.
Exactly. And he went to Parkzicht, and I always had this click with him. And he was like, "Hey, I have these tapes over here. You might want to listen to this." And I think it was in the last year of elementary school, and he gave me Parkzicht tape. Like, and immediately was like, "Fuck, this is way harder than all the stuff in like the compilations. Because this is the stuff that's actually being played in the clubs. It's not the CD stuff." And that's when I think the love for electronic music started.
Was this like the janitor in, like, have you seen Queen's Gambit on Netflix?
I was going to say that, man.
I haven't seen that yet.
So there's this janitor that lives in the basement. This like little kid goes in, and janitor teaches her how to play chess, and she becomes this world master. So
yeah,
like,
man.
I guess it must have been the same guy. Obviously, he's just
for me, he was
hardcore chess player.
Yeah, we would always like hang out, and he would always give me these Parkzicht or play me stuff, or you know, it was super fun. And I've always tried to look for him, like, because on Facebook and so I never found the guy again, just to be able to show him, hey, you fucking kickstarted this,
left
you know?
his mark, and then
yeah, exactly. Like you planted that first seed, and then it just went on from there.
Nice. So, fast forwarding from there, when did you get involved in Mindustries? How did that come about? I mean, when did you guys meet? I mean, the first record was what, 2005, but you obviously met.
2004 was the first one.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the album. Yeah, that was the first time. But I met Yuri in high school. It was super funny because, of course, back in those days, it was really, you had like the skaters and the gabbers and the metalheads and the hip hop. But I would listen to all of it, so I would basically hang with everyone. But I was always kind of dressed like a skater, like, you know, like baggy pants, but wearing metal shirts or some. And so, and Yuri was typically one of the gabbers, and we didn't really hang out at first. And I think in the second, exactly.
Shout to Yuri, by the way, easy bro.
Yeah, shout out to Yuri.
I'll drink to Yuri.
And then I think in the second or third year of high school, he accidentally sat next to me, just on the schoolyard, whatever, and he heard through my headphones, he heard I was listening to Gabber, and he was like, "What the fuck?" So he literally just grabbed one of the earbuds out of my ear and plugged it in. It was like, "You're listening to hardcore?" And then we started talking, because I had a couple of friends who would also like play records, so we immediately had stuff to talk about in terms of like awesome B-sides. And he was like, "How the fuck? I always thought you were this skater guy. How the fuck were we talking about hardcore?"
Yeah.
So that's basically how we met. And I've always been playing around with music, but never got any further than just making loops or just 1 bar stuff or 2 bar stuff, like when Fast Tracker and I think it was Octamed on the Amiga.
Yeah.
But it was never really serious. And I think because of Yuri and that other friend of mine, I started getting interested in DJing. So that's how it started, because I noticed every time I hung out with these guys, the first thing I would do is like get behind the turntables.
Yeah.
Always like, "Oh, I'm here, cool, I can play. So that's how and then Yuri and I started talking and playing together, like, "Hey, let's try and make some music." And I think another friend of mine explained Fruity Loops to me, and that's when I started to turning like loops into like tracks with like a head and a tail and like a whole story, because all of a sudden the possibility was there. Or that's what it seemed like to me. Of course, there was other software, but I was always working with, like, I think it was Steinberg Beatbox. You could just do 1 bar stuff and then paste them together in like Cool Edit Pro or what's now Audition. So that's how I would try and do something, but it was never that serious. But I think Fruity Loops was like the thing for me that kickstarted. Like, hey, I can.
Fruity was entry level for quite a lot of people, right?
For a lot, some people still work on it.
Yeah.
I haven't checked on it. It's really evolved now. It keeps getting voted for like one of the top DAW. But yeah, it's I haven't checked on it for years. since I switched to Ableton.
But you had some really big success with the Mindustries thing, right? Like a lot, and
yeah, it was a right place, right time thing. It was really weird because nothing about that was planned. But for some reason, it worked really well doing an album on like Enzyme on the main label without having anyone ever heard of you. So that was that move, and then also timing wise, the industrial sound and the more down tempo stuff into like 140, 150 stuff.
Yeah, it was quite unique at the time because there was like obviously Promo and people like CatScan doing that kind of sound at the time, but there was nobody really in the groove of what you did at the time for me. And I was picking up your records like, what the fuck is this? Like it was sounded very unique to me at the time, certainly in the universe that I was in at that moment in time, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's really cool to hear. Also, that was the thing that stood out. That it was different. But I think it was influenced just by a lot of stuff. Because I think before I seriously, I started producing. Then was taking it a bit more serious, and I think then I started to get done with hardcore a bit around that time. Because I think there was a lot of stuff coming out that was just too flat, with no soul. And I was going to a lot of illegal raves, so I was really getting into like old acid stuff, like Choose the Lost Sustain stuff, and the more darker, like just really the whole Warehouse vibe. That really appealed to me. And yeah, right around that time, hardcore started getting a bit like, I don't know, I think that was like maybe 99 or 2000, where I was like, I'm starting to lose that spark. And then I think what really got me back was like Sebastian, what Promo did with some of the files. Yeah. Once I heard that, I was like, yeah, this is that exact feeling that I'm kind of chasing, or that inspired me, like the Warehouse thing. Like exactly, yeah. That was one of the tracks.
Nice segue. Let's play a bit of that.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk some more. Let's play this.
Sure.
It's Promo, Guns and Ammo.
Yeah, this is what it was all about, this breakdown for me.
Alright, I'll keep it playing then.
Like this in a room is just... It's so basic, but it's so basic and stripped down, but all you fucking need, you know? Like,
especially at that time.
Yes. For me, this was so fucking welcome. This was exactly what was missing, what drew me away from hardcore and drew me more to like free parties and the warehouses and that whole vibe of this. Yeah, this is the first time I really heard something like, yeah, this is really just someone just fucking things up again. You know, just doing what he fucking likes instead of jumping on the train that runs the fastest.
definitely.
So for me, yeah, that was a big game changer. And like some earlier stuff, but especially that vibe of that second drop. Also the way he goes into the drop with like a couple of kicks and you don't really know where you are anymore, and then just drop it back in.
Yeah.
It was so basic in terms of how many elements he used, but he used them exactly like super efficient and right, and that's what I like about. That's what I really like. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Like
so
that's.
What other tracks would you say that were influential to your development as a artist, as a DJ, etc.? Is there any more? Maybe ones that I've got here ready to play?
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, I think overall, a couple of tracks that I've sent you, I think the overall the thing they have in common is an attitude thing. I think just the whole fuck you put to music, what hardcore used to be.
Yeah.
Like punk, like metal, like hip hop, like the bragging and boasting battle rap stuff. It was all just fuck you, but then
fuck you, yeah. Well, that's what hardcore is to me. It's
yeah, exactly, and that's
rebellion.
what. Yeah, it's raw. It should be pure. It should sound like that, and that's I think what I love. That's why I think that also the things Promo did with like the hip hops and the things like for instance Hellfish does whatever. It's an attitude thing. That's why they get mixed. Like if you go to a Public Enemy concert or an EPMD concert here in Holland, the front row is like Drox, Mouth of Man. It's all like Mark Bus. It's all those guys because that's what they drew the attitude from. Like the amount of times Chuck D has been sampled, or for instance, or the whole like Juice Crew, like Roxanne Shante, stuff like that. It's all because it has that same attitude.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, and in metal, for instance, it was Pantera for me. That was like I was a huge metal fan in terms of black metal, death metal, but Pantera and like early Machine Head had that groove. Like it was more down tempo, but it was so badass. And so I think that was that has the same type of attitude.
Let's play a bit.
Oh yeah, but this is also mostly about the second part. like I grew up super sheltered and like super safe and everything, but I always had that fuck you kind of attitude in me. I just couldn't word it, and those guys did that for me, you know.
Yeah.
Like Phil Anselmo from Terra, Chuck D, KRS, LP, like MC and producer, by the way. Fuck, yeah, all those guys. That was my, you know, they voiced kind of my rebellion.
Yeah. A little bit of a side tangent, but can we talk about this haircut?
Oh yeah. Not too long though. I know it's horrible, right?
Well,
That picture, like that picture especially.
There are no pictures with you guys together with one of you has hair and one doesn't. It's either all on or all off. Was it like a group decision? Like a boy
I have
band,
no
boy band
fucking idea
decision?
what that was. I know mine was a decision. I cut it off, like, yeah. But yeah, I never looked at it that way, but that's true. It's either hair or nothing.
Yeah, man, that was proper hair.
Today,
mate.
gone tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, I had to bring that one. I was searching.
I know you had to.
I searched your Discogs and I saw it. I was like, wow, Nils.
I actually noticed that 2 days ago. I was looking on Discogs and I came across like, hey, and it's like, there's no pictures. It's all the hair, the hair era.
Yeah. All right, let's forget about the hair, which you clearly have.
I already have, dude.
Let's talk more about some of your influences musically, because we got a few lined up here and I'm going to play a few more.
Yeah, so Photech was big for me. I think Photech really made me realize the Modus Operandi album. Someone gave it to me when I was, I think, 15 or 16. And I think later on, not like right at the start, but I always loved it. And then I noticed after that I went to art school, and I of course, you have like nights where you don't really sleep and just working on designs and everything. And just thinking about like, hey, it's almost like I keep hearing the same loop. Why is this still interesting? You know, like the stuff we were talking about. You can keep something interesting with like minor changes. For me, Photech was that. Like a track like this or a track, with track like these, and especially basically all the examples here. It's never about that one track. It's about the album.
Yeah.
You know, like this whole album made it.
Modus Operandi, just incredible, isn't it?
It was super varied style-wise. There are all kinds of tracks on there, but they really belong together. Some of them seamlessly went over into the other, and it was like everything was recorded in the same room. You know, the sound was overall, yeah, it was. I don't know. To me, that was a really interesting thing. I really dissected that album once I started making music.
All right, let's enjoy it a little. Photech, Minotaur. Enjoy. Yo, this is still efficient, man.
I know. it's like, how can you like create a whole, like that whole atmosphere that's created with just a couple of those hints of sounds, and you know, that was really interesting to me. Just add one more sound every now and then. It's kind of getting back to using just a couple of elements and using them the right way, you know?
Simple. Keep it simple. Alright, beautiful. So, at what point did you start getting onto, like, producing techno seriously?
I think right now with the Ghost Machine thing, it kind of feels like getting back to something, because especially the first Mindustries record was really influenced by techno, like at the end of like the 90s, 2000s. Back when people told you there's techno, you would still mean still know what they meant, you know? Because that's so I always had like kind of these sketches laying around, which were supposedly, some of them were like old setups for Mindustries tracks, or like potential B-sides, or you know, like I was always interested in doing techno stuff, but in terms of like spinning it, I was more focused on hardcore.
Yeah.
Because that was really the scene I was into in terms of going to raves and stuff like that. So the focus was mainly there. But I think a lot of the early Mindustries stuff is inspired by techno, like taking the tempo down, having a lot more happening between the kick drums, and instead of everything staccato on the kick drum, like drives, grooves, stuff like that.
Whoa, sorry, stop press. Photech, that album is 25 years old, Greg's just written in the chat. Jesus, sorry for the rewind, but wow, that needs.
I know.
It came out in '97. It was written in '96. I remember seeing an interview with Rupert. He said it was 96.
Yeah, that's insane, right? I mean, there's one other track coming up later that's also produced a while back, where still, when you listen to it, it's like fuck, you know.
Sorry, I knocked you off track there. Carry on.
What were we talking about?
Techno.
Techno, right. But I think after a while, when people came up to me, like, I listened to techno, they would play stuff. I was like, this is way too pleasant. This is like house music, or it became really like main stage stuff. And then the whole minimal thing happened, and I kind of just lost focus, because like back then I would still keep up with like what's, you know, a bit, not super, but still it's, hey, what's happening in techno. But after a while, I kind of just lost focus, because it just didn't get me anymore. And then I remember I had to paint a friend's, his daughter's room was doing a mural there, and he was playing records in the other room, and he was playing, and like every other record, I went to the other room, like, what the fuck's this? He's like, yeah, this is techno. Like, yeah, I hear that, but like, how old is this? When is this? You know? He's like, no, this is pretty recent. It's all like this year or last year, and he played like some Ancient Method stuff, Perk, Ansem, stuff like that, and that really made me. That really got that spark back.
You were painting at his house?
I was painting his daughter's room, doing a mural, doing like a graphic on the wall. And he was playing these records in the other room. So every other record just got up and like, dude, what the hell, you know? And especially this was one of the tracks. If you would ask me to describe industrial techno, I would probably play. This is one of the tracks I would play.
Well, we're gonna play it now. So here we go. Enjoy. Ansem, Snake Eyes. real industrial techno.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like if you would ask me to like play me one track that would describe it, I would probably play this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend anyone to see Kieran, to see Ansem live.
And when we're talking about, and we're talking to these kind of new producers, these upcoming guys and stuff about having, when we break stuff down to pretty simple stuff, which is like a kick drum, a kind of bit of noise, some percussion and stuff. It's about having everything in the right place and having a groove for it. And that's a fantastic example of just something that's really kind of pretty stripped down, but it just rocks because everything is just doing its thing. It's got the percussion, it's got its groove, it's got the kicks throbbing underneath, and everything just gives it this kind of funk that rolls, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like when Frank and I also, when we're working on tracks, like sometimes you have just that loop and mostly the thing we say to each other is, I could listen to this for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Basically, because it's everything. It's like it just gets you and gets you going, and because it's that good and
there's like 4 elements.
Effective. There's no need. Yeah, there's no need for anything else for a while because it's just that efficient. I fucking love that stuff, man.
Awesome. So that kind of segues us into you getting more interested about techno and the Ghost in the Machine project.
Yeah.
So
that was
how did that happen? Because you and Frank, for those who don't know, Frank Frank ID from the Outside Agency, you guys obviously already knew each other, being in the same scene. So how did that relationship blossom into? Oh shit, we're on perk.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, that's basically that's a thought that popped into my head a couple of times. Like, oh fuck, what just happened? Because Frank and I we've always been like really close, and really when it comes to we've been schooled by the same school, basically old school hip hop, acid. We've always been interested. Just name a label, and we would probably pick the same. No matter how many releases they have, we would probably pick the same releases as our favorite tracks. And that's one of the first things we already found out, like right from the start. That was like, hey, but also like really in terms of hip hop, we just have a really similar taste, and we got triggered by the same stuff back in the day. Like that was that track when that got released, that was a big thing, and so that was already there. And then I think Frank made Acid Track 1 on Genosha. Yeah. And we were always talking about acid, blah, blah, blah. And I think at one point I was like, hey, let's just, for fun, let's play around with it and do some acid stuff. But the name Ghost in the Machine, we were already kind of doing a thing with it, but it was mainly meant for, we never talked about producing. It was always the thing we were talking about having an expectation when you play Mindustries set, or you play Ghost in the Machine set, or if you play Ghost in the Machine set now. We had that, of course, with Mindustries and the Outside Agency, but we both loved playing like old school and acid stuff. And Ghost in the Machine is actually a leftover title from Genosha 15, the record we did, the picture disc. It's a leftover title. It was like the 5th track, and I get back to that because that also has a funny story. But the Genosha 15, the picture disc, I think, do I have it here to show? I think I'll bring it up in a bit, but. It has a Transformers theme to it, and every track name is a Transformers episode. It's the name of a Transformers episode, and the samples that are used in that track also come from that specific episode.
Right. So
we had one track that we were kind of working on, but wasn't ready, and eventually another one got finished first. So that was the release, the 4 tracks. Then there was the 5th track, which we were thinking about calling Ghost in the Machine. And we just took that as a name for like, hey, let's do that then we can spin the occasional acid set. And that was like every half a year tops that you would have like one gig where you could do that stuff. And then after a while we were like, hey, let's try it. Let's just fuck around with we didn't have a plan. Let's just fuck around and try and make an acid track. And I think we did 1.5 track in one session. And a couple of months after that we had a gig. And I made that half a track into a playable version. So we were playing, and I played the track, and Frank was like, "Whoa, what's this?" I was like, "Dude, this is us, like a couple of months back." You remember? I was like, "Oh, well, fuck." And then he was like, "Okay, let's."
Frank asked you what it was.
Frank asked me what it was while I was playing it, because it went off. I think it was Grills Gone Wild.
Yeah.
On the first that track, played that one. I made kind of a playable version just quickly the night before we had the gig, and he didn't know that, so I just played it. And he's like, "Dude, what's this?" I'm like, "Dude, it was this. That's the second thing we did." Like, he was like, "Oh fuck!" And then slowly we start talking about it. He's like, "Yeah, you know what? I'll do a label, do a sub label. We'll do 3 releases, and if nothing happens or whatever, we just did 3 releases that we like." Yeah. And then all of a sudden it kind of popped off. It got picked up by, I think Trust was the first one playing it in I think a Rinse FM podcast. And like also actually grabbing the mic and like announcing, "Hey, this is Ghost Machine, pay attention, blah blah blah." And I think with the 3rd release, I think where Tank Station was on, that was the track that really got the attention, and how we eventually wound up at Perk Tracks.
And so we actually got some images from your artwork from the Perk releases, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So this is the first one?
That's the first one. Yeah, that was.
And you actually designed this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't mention this before, but you are actually quite a established designer as well.
Yeah, that's like I said. This was that's always been the thing. I think in my final year when I was graduating from the academy here, that was the first year I also played Thunderdome. So to me, it was like, well, fuck, when am I gonna, like, yeah. But up until a certain point, it was always graphics was always going to be the thing.
Yeah, and then so you had that one, and then you had the second one, which was this one.
Exactly. And
yeah, you
did the album after that. I didn't include that one, but last year we did the album. So to me, that was insane because it was so full circle that the thing that got me into, because the Anthem Snake Eyes is a Perk Tracks release.
Yeah.
And that being one of the things that kind of lit that spark again, and a couple of years later actually being on the label was insane to me. Same as being on Third Movement, by the way. Yeah. Because the files were like a big inspiration for me to start taking making hardcore a bit more seriously again. And then all of a sudden ending up on Third Movement was insane. It was like,
so from
first Enzyme, then Third Movement, it was like, hey, this is so full circle.
And then Perk, it's like completed it, mate. So what would you say was one of your proudest releases as Ghost in the Machine?
That again is a full circle thing. I think the remix we did for PCP, Mark Party Pain, the Rave Creator, A New Mind, because that was one of the tracks that when I heard that that was around the time when like a lot of hardcore was like a lot of mid-range like distortion kick drums, but that track like punched just as hard, but it didn't have an overly distorted kick drum, and being able, and then later years after being able to remix that, was amazing to me. Like,
sure, should we play it?
Yeah, just play it.
This is Rave Creator, A New Mind, Ghost in the Machine remix. Enjoy. Yeah, man, you really did that.
Yeah,
justice.
it's like
really.
But that's the thing also, what we really wanted to do with this remix, we didn't want it to go like all crazy, we just really wanted to honor the original. I just give it more like a Ghost of the Machine approach in terms of like tempo and overall vibe, but still keep the original kind of intact, or honor it at least.
For sure. And
it was so much fun working on this.
You nailed it, you really did it justice. Congratulations, man.
Thanks. Yeah, for me also, like, Mark has been a huge inspiration when it comes to like
the whole of everything
when it comes to whatnot. I mean, you know, being able to even touch that or be a part of that whole legacy, being able to remix it. Also, when I heard it was going to be the first like re-release of the original, and like that whole package thing, it's like, oh fuck, man, I just need to be a part of that.
Awesome.
Because that track, and now also like for me also, the one who really played this track a lot was Steve, like Dark Raver, and he played this track already like 2 or 3 times during his live streams that he did. And to me, that is so full circle. Hearing him play that and saying like, "Hey, I like this," like, "Oh fuck, dude, I know this track because of you," and now you playing my remix. It's like so fucking full circle.
Awesome. And so, yeah, I guess that brings us kind of up to date, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing we didn't talk about yet is your graphic design stuff. So, I'm not sure how many people know this. I wanted to throw some light on you here, Nils, because like people know you for music as Mindustries or as Ghost in the Machine, but they don't know that you're like the person behind some of these famous logos that we see. Not that one. That's
I'm also behind that, by the way. That's all. Yeah.
Oh no, not that.
My
one.
parents are behind that,
like,
by the way.
Like this, like it's you're self-fulfilling here, right? And
like, Prospect logo.
I'm coming to it, bro. Yeah, so Nils is doing all of the Prospect work too, the Prospect radio. This is also Prospect radio. Like, this is really clean design work, bro. Come on. And obviously the new Prospect logo, which is an adaptation of a logo which, come on, man, that was a hard job.
The pressure, dude.
What happened? Like, how did that conversation go? Like, Gareth come to you and say, "Hey, bro, you know this logo that we've got that everybody fucking loves? We need you to change it."
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how it went. Like, he wanted to give it a try. Like, hey, give it a try. I was like, sure. I really want to do it. Like, first of all, I mean, it's a huge challenge, which I like, both in music and in design. But that was a big one, like something that, because not only is it like a super established thing already, the logo, it's also something that I love, that I support. There's a lot of there's pressure from all kinds of angles there.
I like how you've combined 2D and 3D elements here.
Yes, it's not cool. It has a 3D hint, but it's not really, and I really wanted to also, again, like basically like with the new Mind remix, like kind of still honor the original, it still has something. So I took the negative space that makes up the P, and tried to flip it in a bit where it still has a relation to the old logo. How
nervous were you to see how this would be received?
Oh, I already knew it was going to be a shitstorm with a lot of it. Dude, like 5 years of art school and making like industrial noise shit really prepared me for this moment. Like, really, like it's not going to be for everybody, and it's you have to really know that. People are passionate, especially within the hardcore. I have to say, it's such a dedicated crowd, and they're so dedicated to what they fucking love what they love. So, fucking with that, even if if the job is given to you by the label itself. For sure, it's always a hard job, and not everyone's gonna like it. Everyone is always, especially in when it comes to music, people are super attached to what they like. Yeah, and apparently also to the visual side of it.
Well, somebody's already called it in the chat, but we can't talk about the Prospect logo without talking about probably one of the most famous logos in the scene, which not many people know that you were behind, and it's the Hong Kong Violence logo. Ken has really like made this a brand on the back of this design a lot, because it's a fucking good design.
The logo that launched 1,000 t-shirts.
Yeah, the sweatshop.
Man,
logo.
seeing that everywhere while you were playing is so much fun.
It's the sweat room logo now. I think that's what they're calling it, right?
It's You think he's starting an army? He's taking over.
Yeah. So, what was the brief on this one?
That was years ago. I don't remember the exact briefing, but it was like, we want to try redesigning the logo. I want to take Hong Kong Finance more seriously, push it forward. Kin knows about branding, and you really wanted to nail that. So he basically asked me, "Do you want to give it a try?" And that's the briefing wasn't really that much, like a revolutionary. Like, hey, it was just, you want to give it a try. I'm taking this Hong Kong Finance thing super serious, and I want to push it forward.
The previous logo to this was very graffiti. Yeah. Let's say it wasn't branding. It wasn't. You look at it and you go, "This is that," and this is that, and another fucking good job. To be fair. Thanks,
man. Yeah, it's so much fun, especially walking around at parties and seeing everyone wear that, and seeing it appear on like skateboards and stuff, and it's just crazy. It's fun, and he's been really pushing it like really awesome in a really awesome way.
I bet you wish you charged more for the logo now.
Hey, that's always a story, man. I mean, it's no, but I love it. No, it's actually for me, and that's the thing I miss now. I think the most with the music thing, it's actually if you can make someone. In first place yourself, but someone else happy with something that you love doing, and helping someone out with something that you love doing. That's really awesome. Also.
Greg, we can hear you on Cubase, by the way.
I'm muted. It's not me.
It was
muted. Never.
All right. Well, that kind of rounds up everything. It wasn't the most extensive interview, shall we say, but at least we got a nice insight into you, your background, where you've been, what you're doing, etc.
So
what's next, what's coming? Have you got any news about releases that are about to drop, or what's happening now?
We're working really hard. We did a remix for Daryl that has been released recently. Scalamiria did a remix for us. That's been released, I think, last week. And we ourselves are working on a lot of stuff, but there's no things I can tell you in terms of when things are going to be released or where.
Okay.
But we have some new stuff coming up for sure.
All right, cool. Well, I see the numbers dropping in the chat because we've just been sat here talking. Don't worry, guys. There's hardcore coming. We're going to go into the What's Hot section right now. But Nils, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for opening your...
Hey, thanks for the invite, man. It's always, it's been really great talking to just like-minded people talking about music.
We just
we don't get to see each other every weekend anymore and talk about it. And
the borders are going to be open soon. I'm going to be knocking on your door.
Oh, you better. You fucking better. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Nils.
You're very welcome.
Chef's kiss.
So let's move on from that. We're going to go into the What's Hot section.
What's hot?
What's hot? And we're going to start the What's Hot section with Ghost in the Machine 0. How do you say this name?
Scalamiria
remix. You ready? Enjoy, guys, and don't forget to share the stream now more than ever because numbers are dipping.
Is Scalamiria a skin condition?
Yeah, man. Fucking good remix.
Yeah, really good.
It's insane. It's an insane way to approach the tracks. I really loved the fact that he took it. Yeah, but we expected that. That's why we were really interested about what he would do with it. But it's awesome.
Awesome. I'm just gonna go straight in with another track. I'm going straight in with the brand new Tripped Dance With Me. Let's
Pardon me. Sorry.
Yo, big up Francis. Nothing but love. This is
always love for Francis.
Always.
Nice 90s vibes as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. For sure. I can get this. Yeah, here we go. Yo, this is out now on Madback. I'm not sure if there's still vinyls available. Yeah, there is. So head over to the Madback Bandcamp and you can grab this. You can get it as a digital there for €5. 4 tracks. All of them are good. It's a really good acid track on there as well. Or you can get the vinyl record or whatever. Just, yeah. Francis is worth supporting, man. Legit dude doing like non-conformist shit on the regular. Big up Francis. Love you, bro. Right, next track. We're gonna go in on a big one. Prospect 250 Celsius. What? So yeah, Celsius
man.
is back.
Yes, he is.
Super curious. That Y4, the original of this one, was such a big thing for me.
Yeah,
'Cause
someone
it was
called
right on. It was right on my tempo. You know, like exactly. That was exactly what I wanted. Like the break stuff and that's also the thing that really got me into the new techno stuff. The fact that you could go offbeat and then go
Someone
on beat
called it
again.
in
And
the
like,
chat. Was it on Epileptic?
yeah, that was
Yeah.
epileptic for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Epileptic 20. I don't know if I have it here. But,
Yeah.
20 minutes.
20, I think. So, yeah, I don't know. So, fuck you, Joe.
John Pert says he's just ordered the record. That's what it's about. Support your shit. Yeah, there's a banging KOTM remix on there too. Someone's written, is there a dog barking in the track? Yes, there is. Go and buy it. Support the dogs.
Do it for the dogs, man.
DSPCA. Okay, right.
Where are my dogs at?
I can't believe there's still 40 people watching us fucking being drunk. Okay.
Dude,
So-
everyone's locked down. What else do they have to do?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to keep moving. We've got next one. This is a little bit of a sideways dip. This is Gav Hislop, block data, XAS on Resistance.
Oh,
Let's go. Big up, Gav. Yo, big up Gav, Block Data, big up the On Resistance crew. Also, big up George for the fucking artwork, man. Look at that.
Flat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all George Gore-Tech, that. People in the chat calling, coup influence, yeah. Yeah, really good. Nice, nailed the metallic sound. You can get that on vinyl, whatever you want, really. There's also t-shirts and fucking all kinds of shit going down over there.
Slip mats, chopsticks.
Fucking wax. Yeah, enjoy that. Nice one, Gav. Keep going, man. Fucking beast in it. Good shit. I need to stop that. Next up, we have got... This is the only reason that Doc Maxi is still hanging out in the chat. Though, so...
Mr. Maxi!
Yo! So, the DJ producer and the Doc Maxi, the coalition...
Oh, shit.
Back!
That's been a while, man.
Yeah, boy. They sent some tracks over to Tech Itch for some feedback, and the response was, "Yo, is this signed?"
Oh, that's nice. That's the best one.
Yeah. So here we go. The DJ producer and Doc Maxi, aka the Coalition, OGs from the Southwest. The Wandering.
The OGs, yeah,
OG,
for sure.
OGs. Right. Love you, Maxi. See you in a bit. Yo, sick.
Awesome stuff. Yeah.
Real good. To address James Bufferland in the chat saying bit too distorted. Yeah, that was actually my fault. I was ramming this fader on the mixer when that one should have been up because I drank too many shots. So sorry about that. But this is out now on TechItch. Sick release, loads of cool people on it. You can get the CD, you can get the t-shirt, fucking high def shit.
That's fucking awesome that they managed to get that.
Yeah, and they're so old as well.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure, man. Yeah, Chris is like 90 or something.
He is. Every time I see him at Live Evil, it's like, bro, you're still alive. What?
Yeah.
Keep going, Chris. Keep going. Well,
super awesome.
Think about it
really,
on the positive side. At least he got his vaccines first, right?
True that.
Fucking ass.
Love you, Chris. Awesome release. And you, Luke. Good shit, man.
Yeah, props, Chris.
Yeah. Thanks for just putting it out. Just keep going. Keep going. Right. Now, after that, dare I say, quite subtle drum and bass offering, we've got the new Satan on other side. Hold on to your fucking earphones.
Is it melodic and relaxing?
Is it fuck?
It's a power lounge. Power lounge. Yeah.
Power lounge, yeah. Speaking of 90s trip hop, is Satan.
Exactly. Speaking of soothing, yeah.
Speaking of soothing, rub this across your testicles.
Yeah. We're gonna take a quick pee. I'll be right back.
So yeah, no mistaking the Satan sound there. Honestly, I don't know how you're falling asleep, Greg. Jesus.
It's gone 24 o'clock here in Europe land.
24 o'clock. Yeah, well, sorry about the internet problem. So this is out.
Yeah, Joe.
Oh yeah, it's definitely my problem. My fault.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
You bet you're sorry.
Big
You
kick
better
in the
be
face.
sorry about your problem.
Right, well, we've still got 40 people. I always imagine, this is a side note, but I always imagine no matter how small the listener count goes, I always imagine all of those people stood there listening in like a huddle, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
No.
the thing. No.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Joe?
You imagine YouTube viewers standing together in a huddle.
You shouldn't drink the bong water, Joe.
I didn't drink the bong. No, I just imagine those as a collective unit, and like, yeah, there's still people fucking listening. See what I mean?
I mean,
speaking of
dude,
units.
all we want to do with music is connect. Whether it be, that's something I learned during this whole pandemic thing. Just meeting one-on-one with someone who cares as much about the shit as you do gets you fueled up as much as the whole crowd does, sharing it with them and connecting with them. So
to still have 40 people watching us do this now is, for me, it's like, wow, fucking awesome. That was my point before you cunts tried to destroy me.
You didn't even try. You kind of took care of that yourself.
You did that yourself.
That's all you, man.
Do it to yourself.
Okay. So anyway,
take some credit.
Yeah. So the Satan release is out on Other Side next week. Next week on Other Side. Big ups Maxim and big ups Dennis too. Love you guys. Thanks for giving and big love. Next.
The YouTube chat are actually huddling up for you now, Joe.
Oh, really? Oh, huddle up. Okay.
Huddle up.
Next up, I'm going to play some Envitral.
Envitral, we say?
Yes, Envitral, because he is the king of the underground.
Is he really?
What do we say, actually?
I'm the king of the underground, yeah, I done made it. Rage running through my veins, you can see I'm crazy. You better watch your back, I ain't playing in the streets. Breaking all the laws, dropping bombs on the haters and everybody involved. Ain't no competition, they worry about it at all. I'm the king of the underground. I'm the king of the underground. I'm the king. Underground. I'm the king of the underground, yeah, I done made it. Rage running through my veins, you can see I'm crazy. You better watch your back, I ain't playing in the streets. Breaking all the laws, we ain't fucking with police. Dropping bombs on the haters and everybody involved. Ain't no competition, ain't worry about it at all. I'm inflicting damage, more than you can handle. I'm the king of the underground. I'm the king. Dropping bombs on the haters and everybody involved. Ain't no competition, they worry about it at all. I'm the king of the underground. Underground. King of the underground, yeah, I done made it. Rage running through my veins, you can see I'm crazy. I'm the king of the underground.
So there it is.
Well,
Thoughts, feedback?
Well, he's obviously the king of the underground.
Well, yes, for me, still like all props to Stefan. He's doing what he likes, and
Definitely.
he's kicking fucking ass, man. He changed the fucking game.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, you know, if that he like that was what he was set for, and he fucking did it. And I like to see anyone try it and think like, yeah, I'm going to do that, and just fucking do it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of.
He definitely stepped into a room of people that weren't on his level and said, "Yo, what's up?" and kind of took what he had with him. He's fucking awesome at what he does, but unfortunately, the industrial scene kind of has a bad taste in their mouth because.
Well, you know, that's what I said earlier about the crowd's dedication and what they love about the prospect design. They really want to stick to what they love. You know?
Yeah.
And once he wasn't really allowed to take another course or whatever. And the amount of hate he got was this like, he doesn't owe you shit. I mean, honestly, right? Like, he's just he wants to do music, and he chose a certain path, and he did it, and he fucking kicked ass. Now it's not a lot of people trying to sound like him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he got so much shit. He's one of the only people normally I don't really like respond to stuff, but I actually like incidentally responded to some of the comments that he got. Like, dude, come on, you know, give the guy a fucking break.
It's not fair. Like, we covered this.
That's the thing. It's not fucking fair.
It's not fair. Like, you have to understand that not everybody's the same. Not everybody's got the same culture. Not everybody's got the same background. Not everybody's got the same desires. Everybody kind of projects themselves onto the artist that they like, and then they go, "Oh, why didn't you do that thing that I like?" And it's like, bro, he's doing whatever the fuck he wants. Just
I like his old stuff. Cool, play that more.
Yeah, just
problem solved.
Yeah, play that.
Just let the guy fucking. Just let the guy be, you know? Just play the old stuff more.
Exactly.
It's the same with, like, why don't you make a track like that? I already did, because I already did that.
It's exactly. It's like when,
I'm trying to do something else.
When Dolphin's releasing Synthwave, everyone's going to be hating on him, but just play the old tracks, right?
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah. No, but that's the thing, like, and it's these are weird times, you know? Like, back in the day when you like Michael Jackson or you like Madonna, you couldn't go to her Twitter page and say, "Hey, fuck you and your dad," and just directly. It's a weird time, you know. These people were like mystical and kind of enigmatic, and but you know what I mean? Like, you can't. They had something like every time you heard about him and you heard from him.
Dad was quite a hard guy as well.
He actually deserved that comment. No, but you get what I mean, right? Now you can go to like Jay-Z's or Beyonce's page and say, "Hey, by the way, fuck you."
Yeah, I can't hate on any of these guys. People setting these guys on fire like Stefan and Vitrol and Dida, etc. But yo, these guys just do what the fuck they want. Like, you don't own them. They're not part of. Just because you're passionate about what they do, they're not yours, right? This is
exactly. That's the thing. That's exactly the thing.
They go and do what the fuck they want. You go and do what the fuck you want, and that's it. Fucking get on with your life.
And they're kicking ass. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's also a lot of approaches to music that I don't like. If I hear, for instance, like I saw this interview with, like, for instance, like just the names from an Afrojack, right? And all he talks about during the interview is like, the market, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And if that's the way he wants to play, he does it. It's not at all my approach. It's the complete opposite of my approach. But if that's the way he plays it, he's doing it the best way he fucking can, because he's killing it. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't say anything bad about that, apart from that's not my thing. That's not my approach. That's not how I want to do stuff. Okay, cool. So then it's up to me to do something different.
Someone saying in the chat.
There was this great quote from Adam Horovitz, Ad-Rock, and the Beastie Boys. And, you know, someone said, I think someone said to me, you know, aren't you a hypocrite for doing what you're doing now compared to, you know, you grew up on this kind of like punk rock thing and, you know, you became this playing megastar. He says, aren't you a hypocrite? And Ad-Rock said, I'd rather be a hypocrite than be the same person forever.
Yes, mate.
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
I've always got good quotes, me.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a great... but it's true, you know. You kind of you grow, you change, you develop, and stuff like that, you know, and kind of it's what you should do as a human being. I
Progress and look for exactly.
Just be different.
Dudes like that, they made something out of nothing.
It's like anything in your life, like you're entitled to change, right? Someone's written in the chat here, James Bufflin. I mean, I get what you're getting at, but still, it's not like you're not allowed to be disappointed to the sound of the artist that
you're totally entitled to your opinion,
but don't care, dude. Sorry for the burp. Yeah, but you don't own them.
But first of all, of course,
first of all,
I've also been disappointed about an artist, but I don't go to their Facebook page and fucking curse them out for it.
The key thing here is, the key word is artist, right? That means you do what the fuck you want, and if people like it, then great, and if they don't, also great. But you're expressing what you want to do. That's it.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and if you feel that way, that's how you feel. Sure. But just to curse the guy out and like take every time he posts something, put something, just the whole negative thing of bashing him, there's no use in that. Be disappointed, sure. Listen to the other stuff. Move on to other stuff. That's all you. But he has nothing to do, or he or whichever person has nothing to do with that. He doesn't have to take blame for it.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to switch it up. We'll absorb some of these comments in the chat, and we'll answer some of them in the Q&A. I'm going to switch it up again. I'm going to
Synthwave.
I'm going to go and play some end user now. So.
Oh, awesome! Curious.
Almost synthwave.
Right, AK Industry Crash Report end user remix coming out soon on Necrologic. Lynn being Lynn, I guess.
That was lovely.
loved it.
But also sounding kind of different, but really cool, interesting.
Yeah, he's upped his kick game a bit, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Focuses more on kicks now than on breaks with this one.
Yeah. But I love the emotion and the musicality.
I like the fact that the kick is not like the modern day hardcore kick where it dominates the whole thing.
Fully in front, yeah.
It just sits in there, and you get the emotion, you get the feeling, you get all of the snares. It's like
all the chopped up breaks with it, like a really emotional, like really deep Aphex Twin track.
Yeah.
You listen through all of that, and it's just
it's like the only person that I can ever compare Lynn to is Mike. Like
with techno,
they chat.
They're sharing needles, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pee, by the way. So
right now.
You go, girl.
Yeah,
right, without moving.
You're like, right now.
I'm peeing right now.
Right now.
Look me in the eyes and say that. Look me in the eyes, Joe.
This segment is sponsored by Depend. Yeah.
Right. I don't want to go to pee before the last track. No, I don't want to play the last track until after I've peed. So, guys, answer a question from the chat. Yeah? Can I leave you in charge? Can I leave you humans in charge?
No, but we'll try. No promises there.
Oh, Nils, actually. So, Nils, someone actually asked in the track, are you going to be doing any more Mindustries releases?
Yes. In terms of when and where, I don't know. But yes, I have some. Yuri has some stuff. I have some stuff. We just need to kind of put it together and see how and where. But there's no giving up on that side. I just can't leave it alone for some reason. Yeah. It's just that the focus has been on the whole Ghost Machine thing because it was unexpectedly being picked up and like what the fuck's happening. So I really got sucked into that.
Mm-hmm. What are you listening to at the moment? What's tickling your fancy at the moment?
Let's see. At the moment, what I'm listening to is mostly like a lot of hip hop, mostly around this house. A lot of the old LP stuff like Fantastic Damage
MF Doom, R.I.P.
Oh yeah, fuck man. Yeah, that was insane. But no, mostly like like I said, LP stuff. I'll Sleep When You're Dead. The Fantastic Damage stuff. Some of the Run and Jewel stuff.
Of course.
The JID I think is really awesome. Like a young kid, but some of his beats are really cool.
Nice.
I think J. Cole does some of his beats. I think amazing. Lots of hip hop actually.
Yeah.
Just latest like A$AP Rock stuff. Fucking love A$AP Rock. Not A$AP Rocky, but A$AP Rock.
Yeah.
A$AP Rocky, like every now and then, like a track here and there, but A$AP Rock's fucking amazing. He's like lyrically, but also his productions, the way he produces it's so fun. It's so unique. Also, I love it when in like a field of, for instance, like a thing like hip hop, where people that's so broad and so determined already and so established that you could still do something that's like uncomparable.
Yeah. Do you listen to any of the kind of more modern stuff, like the mumble rap shit and
some of it, but mostly because of the beats, because it's so dark and trippy. They've been taking different kinds of drugs, man. It's all psychedelics now. No, but really, it changed the music.
It's crazy how much hip hop's changed over the last 20, 30 years or whatever.
It is.
The kind of.
Just it being music, a lot of the stuff I don't just listen to like as hip hop. Like a lot of people complain, that's not hip hop. Sure, but just listen to it. You don't have to label it instantly. What is it? Whatever. But for some reason, I like it. For some reason, it appeals to me or it triggers me or whatever. And it's mostly the beats, like the whole low end stuff. That's like the whole 808 low end stuff.
Yeah,
I just can't get sick of it.
Those guys have they've nailed that kind of like that 808 sound and that kind of trap sound now and stuff. And it's just. And in a way, I mean, it's a lot like hardcore. Then you can see the kind of how much it changed. The purists going, this isn't hardcore anymore. You know what I mean? The same up-tempo shit or whatever. It isn't.
But also vibe-wise, like some of the more darker, trippy, like the mumble rap stuff, it's almost like PCP stuff. Like compared to hip hop, it's like that dark experimental.
Slow, totally.
Yeah, like you also hear like some tracks are just like Happy Accident, but you just fucking leave it. There's one of the JID tracks that has like a piano that's like stretched, and you clearly hear the whole warping thing in Ableton, but you just left it. Yeah, and it has, because you hear that, it has kind of a loose feel, like they just put it together. Yeah, fuck it, this sounds fun, right? Let's go.
Yeah.
And I like that. I just like music, man, and also making music, like the whole process of it. And now focusing, doing some hip hop beat stuff, and it's going all over the place. It's interesting, man. Still always a student. Always dissecting stuff. Even if I don't like it, I want to know why I don't
exactly,
like it.
That's really important, isn't it? It's like, what is it about this music that's kind of making me go, oh, I don't...
Yeah. What's so offensive? Why am I so offended? Why am I so offended by this shit?
Yeah. Anyway, Joe, welcome back.
Hi, I'm back. I went to the toilet and I got.
How was it? Tell us about it.
On the way there that I was really drunk, so stop drinking. Nope. So
sorry. I mean, yeah.
So I'm gonna play the last track. This is Iridium. I hate myself.
We know you do, Joe.
We're talking about...
Isn't Iridium something you take when you've got diarrhea? It's like one of those...
It's Imodium.
Imodium, that's it.
Yeah, almost. I know what you're taking, but yeah.
I cannot...
We're doing Imodium.
I cannot unhear that.
Right. Get Tom some for his...
like mescaline, don't you take that when you have a cold?
Yeah, right. No, this is Iridium. This is the guys that run Prototype Records. These guys.
Again, what's with the back?
Sponsored by Prototype Records.
These guys.
How much are they offering you,
Super
Joe?
talented guys, actually. The Iridium guys, especially, and they have a whole staple of artists that are working with them and that they're mentoring. And check this out, man. Fuck it. Enjoy.
Ready? You be the only one running, bitch. So low to the flooded shit. I hope it was worth it, bitch. Everything in the end is fucking worthless. All of this wasted energy, all of this wasted time. I don't need more enemies, but you drive me out my mind. They throw it all away. I hate myself, but I fucking hate you more.
Yo, big up Lucas and the Prototypes crew and Iridium.
You didn't say you were playing jazz tonight?
Yeah, mate. That track's written about his ex-girlfriend, bro.
Do you do the vocals as well?
A friend of his did the vocals, yeah. So
Nice.
they do like a live act where they have a guitar on stage, live drum machine, etc. These guys are the real deal, man. That's fucking dope. This release,
Yeah, for sure.
as a remix, a collab with the Satan on it. Let me just bring this up so we can see it. I can't type properly because I'm drunk. Iridium.
I just realised I didn't ask any of the questions that were in the chat. Me and Nils just had a chat about hip hop.
Yeah, but I'll answer them later. I'm actually just looking through some of the questions.
We're going to go to the Q&A anyway in a second. Right, so,
cool.
Yo, this is Iridium. They run prototypes, and they've got like 100 or something fucking releases already, and they're actively mentoring people and bringing people up through the ranks. These guys are legit, and their heart's in the right place for the scene. This particular release, this is insane release, fucking solid, man. Honestly, good work, guys. These guys are making moves, and they're legit. They're really
Where are they based?
Legit. Pardon?
Where are they based?
One is French, one is German, and they run the label prototypes. They run the label prototypes with the Nagasaki, which is Matt Verdi, who does the graphic design, who we've had on here a couple of times. Also an amazing artist. These guys are making moves, man, and it's fucking awesome. Super impressive.
Nice.
Look, they're
Big up
smashing.
Imodium.
Big up the Imodium. Big up. Big up. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks for that. Okay, so we move now into the questions and answers section. So we take questions now from the chat. It's a bit later than normal because we had 30 minutes of disruption. However, any questions about anything now to me, Nils, and Greg. I'm going to scroll up while the 30-second latency catches up with the chat.
Someone wanted to know about how about an old school hip hop stream with Frank, Nils.
We might get into doing some different types of music. I don't know about old school hip hop. I really want to play some hip hop. So now that I have everything installed here, I might just do one myself. I like talking about music. So like I've been recently kind of rediscovering all my records since I'm just fucking around the studio and kind of recording sets and stuff. So yeah, I might get around to in which way, shape, or form I don't know, but I might get around to just playing some old school hip hop stuff or stuff that inspired me or stuff that I love.
You can get away with
there's
it
a lot
on the Prospect app. You can do what the fuck you want there on that.
Exactly. So I'm thinking about like maybe doing something like that because it's always fun talking about music, and there's just a lot to dig through.
All right, I've got some questions.
Interestingly, impossible question. Someone asked, "What's the one vinyl in your collection that you resonate with the most?"
Fuck.
It's impossible. I have like not even that much. I have I have 1,500 or something like that here. But Jesus, what's the one I resonate with the most? Let's see. Which one am I really? There's always been a couple of old.
Go and get it?
No. I'm just looking through. I'm basically looking through what I just played, and if there's a couple of tracks that really keep.
Everyone, sorry to talk over you. Antones is saying, Joe, out of 10, how do you feel? Drunk, out of 10. And then Mono Drucker is saying, Joe, how much will Joe pay to avoid tomorrow's hangover? I don't have work tomorrow, so whatever. I don't care. And which record is it, Nils?
I think probably an old PCP record. I think the Signs of 96 records is still that's Overland and Sea. I think one of the old.
I love that track, man.
That one is still one that has
120 BPM or something, 128, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I fucking love that tune.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's probably our Cardi Payne thing that I still resonate with the most. Even though I didn't necessarily name him my influence, he's super big when it comes to influences. But there's so many that I just couldn't pick one. But I think when it comes to records, it's probably one of those. It's either that or I think Body Snatchers, Impale or something. Also a Mover track. super slow, but every time I hear it, it never gets old.
Yeah.
So it's probably one of the PCP releases.
Richard Questwell is asking, gear-wise, what are you monitoring with? You mean headphones or speakers?
My ears.
Headphones, the Sennheiser, I think it's the HD25 or something like that.
No, I think he means generally, not like right now.
Some more disease, mate.
Yeah, whack them on, Greg. Shows how fucking big they look.
They're huge.
You may as well strap a rig to your head.
No, monitoring, I don't use a lot of headphones. For me, I have the Adam A7Xs here, and I still really enjoy them.
You can't see them, but there they are.
It's also A7X, right, or not?
That's the A7.
Oh, right, the A7s, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the Sub 8 down here as well.
Oh, nice. I have the sub, but I still have the old KRK sub, the V12 here under here.
Yeah, there's a KRK 10 over there as well under the X.
Nice.
We got 4 subs in this house, 5 subs in this house.
It's insane. This is criminal.
Yeah, someone says, are those the LCDX? Yeah,
they are indeed.
Yeah.
Incredible headphones. You can literally, like, you close your eyes and you can, like, I can't tell you how good they are. Wave your hands. It's like
just close your eyes and jazz hands. That's how good they are.
It's like having 4K TV, but for your ears. You could detail you can hear. Like if you listen to Nils Farm track, you can hear his foot pressing on the pedal. You hear stuff that you've never heard before, and it's there. You just can't hear it. You just don't have the level of detail to hear these tiny sounds and stuff like that.
Oh, awesome.
Incredible. And the transients, because the way that it's got these, I'm yapping on now, but it's got this kind of planar technology, and they push the sound into your ear so you can hear transients. It feels like they're pushing into your ear. It's crazy. Never heard anything like it on any other headphone. They're not necessarily the best monitoring headphones. A lot of people are talking about these, the new Stephen Slate VSX headphones. Dom and Roland was going crazy about them. They're really cheap. Really cheap at like €400.
Oh, right.
Hi to Ronnie, by the way.
How's your pussy, Joe?
Hola. Question for Greg. Which release came first from you on vinyl? Was it Screwface or was it the one on High Octane with Dare?
I think it was the Screwface one. I think they were both about 96, 97, 96.
Yeah.
I think we were pretty close to each other, but yeah, somewhere in there.
I can't see the questions because my cat. What cartridges would you recommend for a turntable? That's for you, Nils. Autophons, right?
Yeah, I still have Autophone, but I must say I'm not really an expert on that whole thing.
Yeah,
needles
I'm still
and cartridges
using
and
Autophons.
stuff.
I'm not like
Autophones, and they work fine for me, but it's not like I'm like actively looking for the best thing.
Same. Music plays, it works. Yeah,
it works. They stay on even if I do some cutting or some. It works.
I'm not an audiophile like that. If it plays, it plays.
Yeah, I just want shit to work.
Yeah,
that's my main thing. But yeah, it's of course like some. Yeah, I'm more focused on other stuff, not especially cartridges. But yeah, Artophone. That's what's on here.
Nils, what's your favorite distortion or saturation plugins? Says Bufferfield.
The saturation plugins, I like the. It depends on what you use it for, I think.
Yeah.
But I think for like acid lines, the Fuzz Plus is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It just instantly works. There's the what else is there? There's the Saturn. The Fab Filter. Yeah. That's
Trash,
really great.
All that stuff.
Trash, all that stuff. That's good. There's a plugin in Reactor. I think it's the Banan Electric. It's called. It's the the crunchiness out of that thing. I haven't found any similar thing that works like that. So it's used in one of the Ghost of Machine tracks, the Form of Steam on the latest album, breaking the whole break, the crackling in the breaks.
Yeah.
That's all that distortion plugin.
That's such an old plugin as well.
It's super old.
Reactor 2 or 3 or something that came out with, I think.
But I still haven't found something similar that does that crackly. It really destroys it. So it's for someone, it's just really fun to work with sometimes.
Someone wrote in the community, Adam Mankevecki said, "Where do you gain your musical knowledge? Did you study at school or take a course, or was it just trial
just
and
listen,
error?"
don't you? You just listen to music all day, every day, all the time for the whole of your life.
And working with other people, working with other producers gets you there too. For me, that's been
that
like
works
Frank
for
has
everything,
been,
not just for producing. Like for me, I have to work with other people just for the energy to do anything.
That's the most fun.
Surround
We're
yourself
talking
with
about
like-minded people and even unlike-minded people, you know, to kind of to challenge your beliefs and make you understand why
Make
you do
you
the
think
things
about
you do.
things differently. Yeah. For
and
sure.
also enjoying, like, in terms of, that's just making music together is fun, and then like the next step, basically, like having like playing music abroad and getting somewhere with your music. It's so fun to be able to share that experience. Also, been working together with someone, because it's so hard to explain to anyone else how that feels. Yeah, being able to do what we do.
Someone asking in the chat about headphones. Do you recommend the 770s? I just got these actually, and they're fucking dope. Love them. So yeah, I do recommend. You might want the open backs. That's the 880s or the 990s.
The 990s. I have the 990s over here.
Yeah.
I think the point is with monitoring, don't rely on one single source.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Have decent monitors, have decent headphones and stuff, but don't just rely on one thing to be the single truth for everything, because it just won't work.
Yeah,
you know, it's like I used to spend every day like bouncing a track down. I'd listen to it on my Audizies, I'd listen to my Adams, but then the trick would be to put it on my shit headphones on the way to work, on my phone, and then how does that sound?
How does it sound? Yeah. And you're making notes on your phone about what it sounds like, right?
Yeah, you want stuff to be able to translate well. So
because most of the people don't have a sub 8 and shit in their room. They listen to it on
but that's your target audience. That's what they're going to be listening to it on, right?
Yeah. But listen to it on shit. Listen to it on good stuff, and find something that works across everything.
Yeah,
legit. Someone's saying, when is the next party at Key or Uni? Probably never, since we got fucking raided there. But we are.
I was there. Ophidian was there as well, wasn't he? All the police turned up, and it was like fucking people just getting dragged off, thrown into police wagons.
We are doing a night in Manchester. It's scheduled in June at the moment, and it is going to get moved. So, watch this space. Any more questions in here?
What about a Dolphin and Nils collab? Someone says.
I'm down. Why the hell? I don't see why not.
Yeah, man. You only live like 30 miles away or something. 30 kilometers.
Yeah, it's like a 25 minute ride. So why? I'm saying why the hell not?
Yeah, I cycle to Delft at the weekend. If I can cycle to Delft, I can get to play in Den Haag.
You're like a proper Dutch person now.
I'm so Dutch. Man, you wouldn't believe it, right? There's no fucking hills at all, right? So I cycled to Delft, and I was like, I'm having a fucking great time. It's like, looking at all the houses, it's all going really well, going really quick. I was like, this is fucking piss. On the way back, I didn't realise, but the wind was behind me the whole way on the way there. On the way back, there's no fucking hills, so the whole country's like flat as a pancake. Wind is just coming straight towards me. There's nothing stopping. I felt like I was cycling backwards, man. It took me 2 hours to get home, and I had to take a break. There's no wind protection whatsoever in the whole country.
Absolutely not.
A fucking English guy. It's fucking sound. It's easy. Why this cycling shit's easy? And they like,
there's no fucking hills.
When making music, do you get inspired by the audio samples you come across from TV series, etc., to make a track, or do you first make a track and then add some voice samples just to fill it up?
Usually, it's the first. It rarely happens when it's the last one. When you use a vocal to fill it up, usually I get inspired by having. Either it could be anything really. Like it could be a sound, it could be a lyric or something that inspires me or gives me a certain mood to want to work, or gives me an idea for like a theme for a track or whatever. But it usually starts out like that way and building something around it instead of having already having something and trying to implement things you found later. That happens less. It has happened, but it happens less.
Greg?
Yeah.
What's up? How you doing?
What's
up?
So interesting. This thing I'm working on at the moment, because it's like a kind of like film soundtracky thing. There's no vocals. So I can't use anything like that to kind of where you would have a little hook that you.
You should direct it in a certain way. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got to think of it in a different way, and it's kind of it's an interesting challenge taking out the idea of like I can't use this or I can't use that.
Yeah,
the things that you would almost rely on to be like, okay, I need this like vocal to go rah rah rah, kick drums.
I use that because that works.
Yeah,
and then not allowing yourself.
So it's been an interesting challenge, taking away the things that you tend to rely on for drops or whatever, and think of it that way. So yeah, I don't know what the question was, but that's my answer.
Amazing. Perfect.
Wow.
That'll do. If your music would get chosen for a movie, what director would you like to have for this movie?
Oof, Greg?
Pass.
Yeah.
But nowadays,
I'll take a 0. Thanks. Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Nowadays it'd be Denis Villeneuve, wouldn't it? Like Blade Runner and Arrival and all that amazing stuff. And he'd be my director of choice in that. But old school, 1980s Ridley Scott, I'd have some of that. Going back from 60s, early 70s, Jodorowsky and what's his name, Andrei Tarkovsky, all those crazy brilliant guys.
Yeah. I would probably say Aronofsky as well.
Yeah, Aronofsky, yeah, for sure. Yeah, early 2000s Aronofsky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's insane.
I'm picking my year as well.
We have Robert has rejoined Imo. What is your day job, Nils?
Mostly graphic design, doing designs. That's the day job. Plus taking care of business around the house and taking care of my son. So usually my job used to be in the weekends, of course, and I'm looking forward to getting that back, please.
Please, anybody,
anyone, I don't know. Exactly. Hello, please, yes. Being nice now. No, but yeah, mostly it's designs.
Yeah,
that's it.
We're gonna do 10 more minutes of questions, and we're gonna finish.
James Buffland called out the Safdie brothers. To be fair, on the film directors.
On the film directors.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, they are definitely real good guys at the moment. The last couple of movies have been fantastic. Did you see? What was the last one? What's his name? The Jewels, all that shit. Come on,
the Jewels.
No, the brain. Oh, what's his name? My brain is. I'm too drunk to remember all this. Anyway, someone's going to say it in the chat. But yeah, and used both movies, One of Tricks Point Never, as a soundtrack. And your mum.
Richard Cresswell is asking, do any of you offer masterclasses or paid ways we can learn?
I did one a month ago, dude. You missed it. Uncut Gems. Thank you, James Buffland. The movie was Uncut Gems.
That was a good film.
That was a great film.
Rich Cresswell,
that was really good.
I sent you a link 2 weeks ago to the Dolphin Masterclass on Heresy.
Yep, you can still buy it. I get paid.
YOLO.
Woo!
More questions. We got 9 more minutes of questions. Hey, cat. Hey, pussycat.
What's up, pussycat?
Oh,
what's up?
no.
That's a good question.
Whoa.
It's always a good question. What is up, pussycat?
What's your favourite movie, said Mr. Cresswell, the man with all the questions. Richard Questionwell. Richard Questionwell.
That's tough.
Movie.
It's like saying, what's your favourite song? It's just,
yeah. There's a couple of movies that, Requiem for a Dream, I thought was fucking brilliant.
I was going to say Requiem.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It makes me feel really good. I don't know why I can't. Donnie Darko, I fucking love.
I was going to say Donnie too.
Yeah.
I got Blade Runner in there. I've got a weird one.
Yeah.
I'm going to call
Lahane is one of my favourites.
I'm calling Pulp
Exactly.
Fiction.
Office Space.
I love Office Space.
Fucking Office Space is still so fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
That it keeps cracking me up.
What was the other movie?
Idiocracy.
I watched that not long ago, man.
Mike Judge is basically a fucking hero. Beavis and Butthead, doing Beavis and Butthead, Idiocracy. What is it? Office Space. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Idiocracy, go watch it. It's stupid and dumb and fantastic and wonderful
and pretty fucking real these days.
yeah, it's beginning to feel more and more like real life, isn't it?
It's not very far off.
Yeah, it is a good question. Greg, that sample you dropped in the waltzer is from a night where you dropped a 5-minute monologue about the rings of Saturn. Was there a reason for this, or were you just stoned out of your mind?
The reason for it was that I was stoned out of my mind, so the answer's both. Why did I play that track? I just really fancied it. I think because I wanted to drop the music right down and take it back up again, and I wanted something that would break up the kind of like
playing like really fast before you, and you wanted to.
I can't remember, but
vacuum.
it was like I wanted to kind of break up the kind of rave and just take it right back down.
That was a regular thing in the UK. We always had to play after people, where we had to play a long intro, like take the fucking suck out the vacuum to make it our own. Because if you come in with the straight with the beat,
it's a reset, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, someone's saying Pulp Fiction is overrated. Dude, shut up. Oh,
your mum's overrated.
It's all about Jackie Brown. Come on. Are you trolling me there, bro? What?
Oh, Brazil by Terry Gilliam. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
Good film.
It was a Steam set, yes, John.
Delicatessen. Oh, there's some good films coming up.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, like, there's some good.
Make your list.
Along that same line, just... undeniably brilliant movies.
Yeah, there's some really good French stuff around that time. Delicatessen and like was it Jean-Pierre Jeunet and Marc Caro? Those guys were doing some crazy stuff, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Children of Men. There's a good film.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's you've not seen Children of Men? It's fairly recent-ish. It's not an old French one.
Yeah, I saw it come by. I'm going to write it down. So
I would definitely recommend it. You want a dystopian doomcore film? That's a good one.
Doomcore film. Wow.
I noted. Duly noted.
5 minutes. 2 more questions, I reckon.
There isn't any more questions. People are just like writing their favourite films. Like, THX1138. Who says that? That's a proper nerdy film school thing to say, isn't it? THX 1138.
But it's nice to know that these kind of nerds are still tuned in. I like that. It makes me feel good.
Love you.
Yeah,
I'm one of you.
Big up the nerds.
Yeah, exactly. One of us.
Nerd one of us. Day.
I watched They Live
Eternal
Again.
Sunshine. Someone called Eternal Sunshine. I'm in on that.
Yeah.
This turned into a film thread.
Just shout out your favourite films.
Right, we're going to take...
All right, I see Bad Taste and Meet the Feebles and stuff like that. Yeah, that really... I was just totally into that. So it's not the most... It's not my favourite thing, but I fucking love that shit.
So Peter Jackson is like Stefan in Vitro, isn't he?
He is.
You know, kind of started off with some really crazy dark shit.
He totally
and the next thing you know, he's doing King Kong and playing
Lord of the Rings and shit.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He's like we've got up-tempo King Kong going on.
Oh man,
fucking peep hobbits.
And they're like, yeah, hobbits.
Right, I think that's the end of this show. I'm gonna call it. Yeah, everyone's just calling out films. Yo, you want to call out some things? First of all, thank you, Nils, for coming on the show.
Very welcome, man. I had a great time. Anytime.
Great to hang out, man.
Yeah, we love you, bro. And it was
Likewise,
nice to get
dudes.
an insight into what you do. And it's nice to welcome you into this chaos, because this is when the show gets gets good now in the last 30 minutes. This is the real show.
Get
So,
really
This is usually
drunk
when
and we talk shit.
Because this is usually the time where the night gets good, right? Around
Yeah,
1,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
when the night gets good. That's when we start.
so thanks for coming on, Greg.
Anytime,
obviously,
man.
Always thanks for co-hosting with me. Thanks for the Oblivion team.
I still want to know how my Cubase came through when I was muted. How did you bust me playing like?
No idea, but it happened.
I don't understand.
I heard it.
I was definitely muted and like doing some granular shit on Reactor, and like fucking next thing I know,
Okay.
I'm busted.
You know what? You need to play the keyboard for.
I've switched it all off now. It's all dead. It's all
Oh,
gone.
you promised.
Sorry.
All right. So anyway, thanks, Greg, again for being my co-host.
Pleasure.
Thanks to all of the background
Greatest
team.
co-host ever.
The best. Thanks
The
to
best.
all the Oblivion core team. Shout to Cam. Shout to Robert. Shout to Wouter. Shout to Dean. Shout to Francis. Shout out all the Oblivion crew for backing what we do. Shout to all the fucking people that are still in the chat right now. You weirdos. Thank
And
you.
their mums.
Yeah, you're the best.
Yeah, love you all.
Yo, this last 34 people, they're the real fucking people, you know?
That's where it's at, man.
They're the legit people. They ain't leaving until someone says something
Yeah.
really bad, right? Thanks a lot. Thanks to all of the artists and the crews that sent us music for the show. Thanks to all of the people in the New Blood for coming to us for feedback, even if sometimes it's a bit rough. Thanks for supporting this. This will be nothing without all of you people.
Yeah.
This is
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah, keep on on, man. We
Just
need
keep
we
going.
need new energy and new that shit keeps the scene going.
Exactly.
I mean, keep
No
at
ma-
it, please.
No matter how rough sometimes it might sound, just take it and go with it. That we ain't here to knock you off your bike. You know, we're trying to keep you pushing along. So thank you all. I don't know who else to thank here right now, but this show is just an accumulation of other people inputting things into it and us commenting on it. Let's be honest. So thank you all for doing what you
Amen,
do.
brother.
Yeah, respect to you all. We're gonna close the show on.
Play something freaky and weird and wonderful.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We need to take end of show picture so I can have it for a thumbnail. So
Awesome.
stop. Yo, thanks for everyone in the chat. Love you all. We're gonna end on something different. Peace.
Peace. Bye bye, guys.
See you later.